Right, today I'm going to show you how to mod the airbox on a Vauxhall CDTI engine to increase airflow going into the engine and improve induction noise. That means you're going to be able to hear the turbo a little bit better, which is always a good thing. Now, you might not get any noticeable power increase from this mod, but it's totally free, so we're going to do it anyway. Okay, let's get combo modding. Run the intro. Okay, so while I was out recording this video, there were some builders working on next door but one, and they were making such a racket that the audio from this footage was pretty much unusable. That with the traffic noise and the wind noise, it was pretty bad to listen to. So I'm actually narrating over this now with a microphone, which is why it might sound a little bit strange. But anyway, basically for most CDTI engines, there's only 4 screws that hold the airbox on. 3 of them are easy to get to, and the other one is a bit of a pain. So front 2 screws, easy enough, no worries there. Although they look a bit rusty, they're only going into plastic, so they came out quite easily. They didn't need any WD-40. There's 2 screws at the front there, and there's 2 screws at the back. This one here is quite easy to get to. You just threw some wiring. The other screw, the last one, is behind the mass airflow sensor there on the right, so you do have to undo those Jubilee clips and take that away from the airbox before you can get to that final screw, but it's not a problem. It's just undoing the 2 clamps and then pulling that off. That also gives you an opportunity to clean your mass airflow sensor with some proper mass airflow sensor cleaner. Don't use anything else, don't use WD-40 or anything like that. Get some electrical contact cleaner or something that's specifically labelled mass airflow sensor cleaner, and you can clean that whilst you're doing this. But anyway, back to the airbox mod. So that's the last screw there, which is the pain to get to, and unless you've got some kind of funky screwdriver that can go in at like several at a different angle, you know, can concertina up to get under there. But I couldn't be bothered trying, so I just undid the math, and that way you can take the whole top of the airbox off, as you see in now, and put that out the way. There's a couple of tabs that you have to pull out, which is easy to take out, but it's a little bit more difficult to put it back in, but I'll show you that later. So take out your air filter, and when you have a look inside the airbox, you'll see that there is that little plastic tube there, which is a restriction, and that's what we're going to take out. So there are 6 little plastic tabs that hold that in. They're not very strong. I just used a drill bit and I drilled them out until they snapped off, and then the whole top piece of that restriction will come away. This is also, like, as you can see, this is quite reversible. If you did want to put this back in, you can just drill those holes out and rivet that back down. But as you can see with it out, we're actually now going to be using the entire of the airflow of the airbox. So that's going to allow more air into the engine. You can see on the filter there's literally just one circle of dirt where that air has been coming in. So now we're going to be using the whole of the filter and all of the air that's coming into that box. If you wanted to, you could also probably smooth out the inside of the box as well. You know, get rid of the lower part of that restriction, but I just didn't bother with that. But this would also be the time to change to a K&N or Power Max, Power Flow, Power Max, I can't remember the name, but a performance panel filter anyway for a CDTI engine, and that should increase your airflow and your air induction as well. I just stuck with the standard air filter for now because mine was quite clean. I'm not going to replace it just yet. This is me struggling trying to get those tabs in, which are a bit of a bugger to get in, but you sort of have to push the airbox down and in through some tabs to get it locked in and down. So you'll need to have a little bit of a wiggle with that until you can get it into the right position, and then it's just a case of doing up the screws, putting the mass airflow sensor back on, tightening everything up, and then you're good to go. That is the end of the mod, so I'll just finish putting that back together, and I shall catch you in a bit. Right, if you've got any questions on the procedure, then leave a comment down below and I'll be sure to answer that and help as best I can. Other than that, please consider subscribing, because I've only just started on YouTube and I could really do with a bit of a boost. Give us a thumbs up if you like it. If you've done this mod, tell me about it in the comments. If you think it's stupid, tell me about it in the comments. I'll be happy to hear from you. Anyway, catch you on the next one.